Democrats, I think, actually got a huge boost today, a huge help today toward the goal of making that infrastructure thing actually happen, and potentially toward progressives getting their goal of making it happen in even bigger terms. They all got a huge boost today when the top Republican in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, came out and said unequivocally that there will be no Republican votes for the infrastructure bill. And I'm sure he meant that to be bad news for Democrats. But honestly, for Democrats, that is a blessing because it means there's now no reason for Democrats to waste time trying to do the ultimately futile thing they might otherwise try, of reaching out to the Republicans and meeting with Republicans and acceding to Republican demands to take things out of the bill in order to try to make Republicans happy, to chase maybe a Republican vote or two. Meanwhile, all the while making the bill smaller and less ambitious and less progressive. Mitch McConnell put an end to that today. He laid it bare. There will be no Republican votes no matter what. So don't bother asking, right? Thank you. That means, at least it should mean, that Democrats can now move ahead with plans to pass this thing on their own terms with just their own votes. It means that the negotiations over what's going to be in the bill are only going to happen among Democrats, which means there will be some difficult negotiations. Democrats do have different interests and different sort of tolerances for spending and different philosophies about what sort of government involvement there should be in different things that are named in the infrastructure bill, sure. But it means that there will be equally difficult negotiation with some conservative Democrats who might want to take some stuff out of the bill. And it'll be equally difficult to negotiate with them as it is to negotiate with the progressive Democrats who want to make the bill even bigger and more ambitious. All the negotiations happen now within the Democratic caucus. What McConnell did today means, it should mean, that none of us also have to endure months of Beltway commentary nonsense about how this really ought to be a bipartisan bill. And isn't it a tragedy that no Republicans are coming along to vote for the bill? And doesn't that say something bad about the bill? Shouldn't Republicans be more included in these conversations? We now do not have to listen to that nonsense for months because the Republican leader in the Senate said at the outset today, the day after Biden rolled out the bill, there will be no Republican votes no matter what is in it. Okay, done. Then this bill isn't for you guys, and none of the discussion about it will involve you. You guys can go back to worrying about the stuff that you really care about. Like, who is Q? And something Dr. Seuss. And who are you going to run for president in your Republican primary for 2024 against the guy who might have to run from prison, but he's probably still going to run? Happy Paul Manafort's birthday, Republicans. But quiet now. The adults are working on something that could be a really big deal. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.